Hello and welcome back to Old School Butler. My name is Nick. So, as you can see, it's time for another final. This time it was a buddy build with Chevy Boy Model Car Shop, and we both built the Revell Monogram 66 Malibu flip nose. So, a little backstory to this kit. This kit was sent to me by Tony Lancer for Christmas last year, and Craig at Craig's Corner sent a 66 Chevelle, the AMT kit, and Craig sent both of these over for Christmas time, and this was Tony Lancer sent me this one. So, and then there's a whole thing with Lucas C. and the year of the Malibu, because he has a project that he's been working on for years, and he hasn't finished it yet. So there was a whole thing that a bunch of people that were building this kit and getting it finished this year. So that was the whole thing with the year of the Malibu. So I finished mine. This kit, I started it not a months ago, and me and Rob, Chevy Boy Mark Car Shop, we agreed to do a buddy build on this kit. We set to get it finished by September, but I had I took a month off hiatus, and then other builds got in the way. The 41 Plymouth, I had to get that done for the deadline. So then after I got that done, I was like, I got to get the Malibu done so I could start on my other two projects that are due in the next 2 months. One of them's due is on the 1st of December, and then the other is due on the 31st of December. So I get going on those two. So I had to get the Malibu done. It's been sitting for a while, and I think it turned out pretty good. It has a couple issues, but I'll show you all my flaws and stuff, and things that happened. Set that there in the backside, and here we go. This is my version. Give it a little spin. So this kit I put a lot of detail work into. A lot of paint work. Kind of one small reason that why it took so long. There was a couple little, not really issues, but things I wanted to improve on. I'll show you those. One of them being the front grille and bumper. That's all one piece. Trying to get it to glue on the the front end. I had to add some styrene pieces to make it be a little stronger fitting. I'll show you that. Just give a little spin. When I put these decals, I was like, that reminds me of the Bigfoot. It was Bigfoot 7. It was blue. It had them stripes on there. So it kind of reminds me of that. But that was my whole plan. I had a inspiration. I seen a 66 Malibu that was it was a lighter blue. It was more like a teal blue. And then it had these stripes on it. It had Kragers on it, and I think I had a blower or a tonal ram. So that was kind of my inspiration. I've always wanted to do the zigzag stripes in the yellow and the orange. So I did it on this one. I did the blue, metallic blue on it. And that metallic blue is this color here, TS19 metallic blue, and then it's clear coat TS yeah TS13 clear from Tamiya. So that was the basic paint, and then obviously the primer was Tamiya gray primer. So get you a closer look up here. I did the headlights in Tamiya clear orange. The grill is crash paint, all the black on it. And then I put the USA 1 plate on the front. And I'll show you reason why the front plate is on the dash. The headers and the side pipes are white. I had an issue on the side pipes. I thought I would go ahead and pin the side pipes so that there would be a stronger bond instead of just a butt joint. That ended up screwing me in the end. As you can see, there's it don't fit right. And I drilled the header. I already had the pin in the side pipe, and it wasn't. It just screwed me in the end. All the trim is bare metal foil except for these vent windows. That's Molotov chrome. And then when I went to put the glass in, it smeared on there was some Molotov chrome on the back side, and it smeared on the window. I went ahead and blacked out the back window and the vent windows. I did the back window because I didn't. There's ejection pin marks on the package tray that I didn't sand out, and I already had everything painted. So you can see in there there's some CA glue. Get my finger out of there. On the package tray, and there was a CA glue spot. You can't see it under the license plate. So what happened with that? I had the car upside down, and I was getting the interior in, test fitting it, looking for glue spots I can glue to glue the interior in. And so I pulled it back out. I put a little bit of Mod Podge on the front, and on the rear there's two little tabs on there, and then I put it in there where it's supposed to be, and then I went ahead and I put some extra CA glue on the tabs on the back. Well, then when I was going to put the engine in, I was going to test fit the engine, make sure I can get it in before I put the chassis in. And then the interior slid out, and then I put it back in, not knowing that CA glue got on the dash and back here. So I put it in there, got the engine in, put the chassis in, glued it all in there. And then I'm looking, I'm like, what is that? That little spot there, and it was all fogged white. I was like, what is that? I was like, I know I didn't put CA glue there. Then, well, and then I saw a spot back there. I was like, oh. So the interior tub slid back into that CA glue I had back here, and that's the two spots it hit. So I was like, well, what am I going to do now? That's going to look like crap. Okay, it's in the windshield. So I was like, I was going to put the USA 1 plate on the front anyway. And I was like, I was going to put a plate on the back. I wasn't going to put a front plate on there, because that's the way you would have saw cars back then. I was like, well, I'll put the front plate there. And I did. And I covered up most of it. Just that one glue glob under the plate there where I couldn't get the plate in there. So wasn't happy about that, but So while we're here, we'll see on the interior here, there's a tack on the steering column, the gauge cluster, that was a decal that comes in this kit, a sweet looking shifter. That is like the best looking shifter I've ever seen in a kit. It's got the T-handle, it's got the button for the line lock, and then the red knob is the reverse lockout. The seats are the same metallic blue, just with a black base and no clear coat, and it gives it a blue Zodiac look. And then I put the seatbelt decals in there. You got the fire bottle in the center there. The roll bar is painted the same color, it's just a black base and a clear coat. I sacrificed one of my older builds for these tires. This car needed to have these tires. That's what I wanted. The decals laid down pretty good. On this one, it has a couple little small bubbles, but not too bad. Detailed the rear, craft paint. The taillights are Tamiya clear red, and then I just left the reverse light to clear, and then I put a piece of bare metal foil behind that to give it a reflection. There's the rear plate. So there's a lot of details in this. A lot of details is underneath here. The rear end is body color. The Dana 60, and then the yellow bars. And I did the barber pole drive shaft. I've always wanted to do that. I did the candy cane drive shaft on my 57. White headers, gold oil pan, gold timing cover to resemble the Maladon oil pan and timing cover. See the radiators in there. The front axle is paint matched, the same body color. The 427 rat on the hood scoop. That's the hood scoop I like a lot. You see that on a lot of my builds. Fortunately, you have to mold it in, and I didn't do a very good job. You can see there's a little mark there. Didn't fill all the way, and it turned out okay, but you can still see the line. So pop this open, and it opens 90 degrees like it should. I put a bar right there for stops. I cut partial of the sheet metal away. My tape job's not the greatest. That's one of my not my strong suits, is taping and masking. I did have a little issue with the header here. It's supposed to go in that little half moon part on the cylinder head, but it didn't because of that tube hitting the firewall. So I just put it where it is. I wasn't too happy with that, but the bare metal foil trick on the valve covers, you lay bare metal foil down, and then you prime and paint, and then you wipe off the fins. So I did that. There's no radiator hoses in this kit. I didn't feel like making them either. In here, if you look there on the side, there's a piece of styrene that I added to strengthen the front grille to the front end. And then there's two pieces there. It was probably not doing much, but I put them there anyway, because when I put that piece in there on both sides, it held itself. So that's the 66 Malibu. Got the front end to work and everything. I did do the decals. They say 396 turbo turbojet, and super sport. I did the barrel foil trick, but I kind of messed it up trying to get the paint off. It took the paint with it on the edges and stuff. So my second time trying that, and it just doesn't work for me. So I think that's it. I'm sorry for the long video. A lot of explaining to do, and a lot of details and stuff like that. I would like to build more of these. So Rob and me were discussing. It was September. I didn't have this done, so here it is in November, which is my birthday. So November 22nd is my birthday. It's November 22nd, 2025 is my 31st birthday. I forgot to mention it in the beginning of the video. So I won't be getting any kits for my birthday. I already got my birthday present. I got a nice pair of shoes. So I won't be getting any model kits for my birthday this year, unfortunately, which I only get one for my birthday. So if you stuck around this long, I appreciate you. Go ahead, give me a like, comment, subscribe. Do what you want and build that model your way. And have a good night.